Word on the street is you have people questioning their sanity, their intuition, their spiritual gifts. If these are people that abuse their spiritual gifts to tap into your energy or project some weird narrative, okay? People get very, very creative when it comes to what it is that they want to see as opposed to what it is that they need to see. Somebody created a whole narrative, okay? It's one thing to have the thought of something. It's another thing to try to manifest it and hope that whatever this weird narrative by way of a faulty thought of somebody else externalizes or manifests in the physical. And this is where somebody effed up. Somebody's got the game messed up. Somebody literally is questioning their sanity. Maybe this person prides themselves on having a decent intuition. Maybe they feel like I'm tapped in, I don't miss. So whatever they thought they saw about you in their mind's eye is now something that is coming to manifestation for them. So now they're questioning what it is that they thought they saw for you or what it is that they kept thinking to see for you. Somebody saw what they wanted to see, not what they needed to see. That's a dangerous position to be in, especially when the mind is so powerful. The mind has its own mind. Somebody created boxes within other boxes, and now somebody is trying to box their way up out the box. Think outside the box. That's what I just heard. Listen, welcome to Spiritual Court TV. If you're new, I'm just so glad you came and stopped. I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad that I showed up on your timeline. If you are returning back, welcome back, beautiful Soul Tribe family. Let's see what's going on. Holy Spirit, beautiful Divine Mother, what is the deal about this person who's now questioning their sanity, questioning their intuition? Somebody's trying to figure out if they really are tapped in. Is that what this is about? Clarify. Somebody said something. Show me this person. They thought about it. They had a thought. They saw it in their mind's eye. That's what they wanted to see, not what they needed to see. And then they attempted to externalize the thought by way of manifestation. Okay, what happened here? Manifesting a thought for somebody else, something that somebody was projecting out, legal, lawyer, court paperwork. Okay, so this could be a spiritual court case. Somebody could have tried to bear false witness against somebody. Show me this person. Oh yeah, somebody played along to get along. They saw something that they wanted to see. This says delay, procrastination, and too busy. Okay, so this is currently their energy. They played too much. They played too long. Somebody got a thought, something that they thought was really the way it was because that's what they wanted to see. Show me this person. They're questioning their own sanity and their own intuition. What is this about? Yeah, it's a narcissist somewhere sitting up feeling stagnant, stuck, lost. Consequences, okay? Longing. I feel like this is spiritual court. This could be actual court too, okay? Narcissist, egotistical, opportunist, very fragile. Somebody's got a very fragile personality. This is somebody that's very offensive, okay? Blatantly offensive, but if you say something to them, it's a problem. I love a good sensitive narcissist. They can dish it, but they can't take it type ass energy. Consequences. Love affair. Sneaky, dirty ass little secret is what it says. A sex fix. Somebody was on the down low with their sexual conquest, okay? So whatever this is, somebody says, this is what it is. Now they're questioning their sanity. Something like that. Longing, missing you. They don't know if they hate you, like you, miss you, want to reunite, talk about you, but they talked about you. They took too long. Somebody had a spiritual court case that they knew nothing about because they didn't want to see that. They saw what they wanted to see, so they never showed up. They took too long to show up to spiritual court. Somebody was in a state of illusions, delusions. Somebody's intuition was completely blocked. When you get to the point where you see only what you want to see, not what you need to see, sometimes that can be conducive to your health. Let me take that back. I digress on that statement. However, in this particular case, somebody was forcing the narrative, forcing the way they wanted to see something, okay? Clarify Clarify what's going on, Spirit. What's this energy? Yeah, Three of Swords, okay? Heartbroken. Something about what's at the heart of the matter. And somebody made bad decisions. Games, mixed signals. Love affair, dirty little secret. Somebody could be going through a divorce. Something could be taking too long. Somebody could have actual legal situations in real life. I just heard a traffic ticket. Somebody's got issues. Somebody's got stuff going on. Somebody's like, what's this delusional way of thinking? They saw what they wanted to see. Yeah, look, Seven of Swords. This is somebody that was trying to force a narrative, very much aware of what it is that they were doing. Okay, so what's this energy? Oh, God. It's always a reading if it's a good Queen of Wands in the reverse, the most reckless of the bunch. Queen of Wands in the reverse is jealous, insecure. They abuse their power. They're fiery at the same time. They're fired up for no reason. They're the only ones fired up about something that looks like it's going to fail. It always fails when the Queen of Wands is in the reverse. Why does she need to be in the reverse? Three of Swords, separation, breakup, Seven of Swords. Somebody was forcing a narrative. Is this in a court situation? Trying to make somebody look crazy? Eight of Cups situation. Somebody was under the illusion that somebody would not walk away from a situation. Okay, and they did. This narcissist is now walking on eggshells, like don't piss them off, but they're always pissed off. It's giving that kind of energy. What's going on, Spirit? The King of Swords energy. What's the King of Swords? Somebody is like standing their ground. Yeah, somebody's standing their ground, protecting their crown, something like that. King of Swords is saying, no, this is what it is. I'm standing my ground. Masculine energy. Ace of Pentacles. Something could be about money in court, divorce proceedings, okay? Three of Swords is a separation. Somebody was forcing a narrative, but this Queen of Wands in the reverse is a nasty bum-ass witch. This is a dark-ass witch right here. That's what this Queen of Wands in the reverse is. Of course she was forcing the narrative. Of course she had a thought to do something, and she needed that thought to externalize. But who would have thunk it? That this King of Swords would come to court and stand his ground. Somebody is caught in between a rock and a hard place. This Queen of Wands is sneaky and deceptive. Three of Swords. Somebody says this person will never go anywhere. Look at how happy this person looks. The narcissist walking on everybody else, stepping on everybody's face. This Queen of Wands, you could not tell her that she would not win this race. She got to court only to realize it's not a race, honey. It's a marathon, something like that. Clarify what's going on. Time is of the essence. Delay and procrastination, too busy, bad choices. Ten of Wands, she's stressed out, okay? The Ten of Wands, she's got a lot of fire on her back. Consequences, bad choices, mixed games. This Queen of Wands in the reverse could have had a dirty little sex fix, a dirty little secret, a down low secret. Somebody that was satisfying her loins, if you will. Loins, loins. Clarify. Clarify. Spirit says enunciate. The fact that she has to give something up or somebody is making a deal. There's something about money. There's a lot of money here. Okay. This could be a couple that has a lot of money. Excuse me. Somebody doesn't want it to come out. This here could be somebody that's discussing money in court. And wherever this Queen of Wands is in a reverse, she was predicating the outcome of a legal situation, a marriage, based on what she wanted to see, not what she needed to see. So she procrastinated. Ten of Wands, now she's stressed out. Infidelity is what I just heard. Clarify legal law. Yeah, infidelity. This backfired on her. Without a shadow of a doubt, she's guilty. She prides herself on being very, very beautiful, okay? Somebody can convince anybody. That's how she sees it. That's what she wants to see. That's how she sees life. That's what I just heard. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Very promiscuous energy, though. Love affair, dirty little secret, sex fix, and down low. Somebody was cheating on their husband. What's the King of Swords? He's setting his standard. He's setting a boundary. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, whoever this person was in this relationship, whatever they had going on prior to this court case, somebody's gone through an awakening. Somebody's standing their ground up against the Queen of Wands in the reverse. This King of Swords cannot be seduced by her anymore. And he comes out of court gaining some type of a victory. There's a fair settlement here over money. Okay, so if these two were married and they made money together, or somebody made more money than the other, or somebody came into the relationship, didn't have money and somebody did, somebody's setting a boundary, because there's an Ace of Pentacles here. That's a whole bunch of money. This King of Swords wants to move forward with the Three of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. He's like, I'm going to give you what it is that I feel is fair. And it looks like he comes out of court gaining a victory. Whereas this Queen of Wands in the reverse could have been banking on, witchcraft. I don't know. That's what I feel. And now it's backfiring on her. It's not working. Tower in the reverse, 10 of Wands. She's got a lot of responsibility here. 9 of Cups. She was definitely cheating, and she was very satisfied with it, very comfortable, very much in his face. Okay. Something was over. The 7 of Cups. Oh, she had a lot of options. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Somebody was getting it in. Somebody had a couple of little love affairs, a couple of little dirty little secrets. Oh man, a couple of secrets that weren't so little. Clarify. 2 of Pentacles. She was absolutely juggling. Okay. This King of Swords is done, though. He doesn't give a damn. He's standing his ground. Divine Masculine. I can't make it up. Emperor energy. He's like, I don't give a damn. I don't care who you sleep with. Just get out of my way. What do I owe you? Let me get the hell on. 8 of Cups so I can walk away. Okay. Now this Queen of Wands in the reverse can't seduce him anymore. Somebody was bound to a witch. Yeah. She recently did moon magic right before the court date. Or she did it. Moon magic. Queen of Wands in the reverse. 6 of Cups. To draw him back in, to pull him back into the past, maybe projecting nostalgia onto him. This is how she traps people. It's like somebody saying, oh, you didn't see what you saw. You don't feel that way. You're not going anywhere. You're going to come back. We're going to be together. I love you. You love me. Yes, I cheated. This is a very big narcissistic energy. This is her energy. Yes, I cheated. It's fine. You and I weren't being intimate together. We were on a break. She always finds a spiritual loophole, but that's because there's something lacking, or there was something lacking with this King of Swords. But now that he's standing in his power, now that he's the one that's in a position to call the shots, somebody is calling for infidelity, okay, being the reason that they separate, or something like that, okay? Depending on the state, depending on the law. You know, in some states, you can actually sue the third party. Yeah, for pain and suffering. It's going to cost you. But somebody had a lot of people on the side. This is an insatiable desire. This is somebody with insatiable desires. They can't get enough. They can't get enough, okay? They like a lot of attention from a lot of different people all at the same time. Dirty little sex fix with 6 of Cups. Somebody plays mind games. Their magic is predicated on the past. They're constantly pulling this King of Swords to the past. But now he's mastered so much of the past, so much of his current self, that this little remedy to this problem is no longer a remedy. Somebody was projecting in their mind how they saw this King of Swords, and now it's not measuring up. He's become a new man, okay? This Queen of Wands in the reverse is a dark witch. She saw what she wanted to see, and for some reason, whatever the case, depending on the spiritual circumstance, that used to work for her. But now, not so much. And this is stressing her out with the 10 of Wands. She used to be able to control this man, possibly with spell work. The moon and the 6 of Cups is like, remember last Christmas? Remember when we took the boys to the lake? Remember when we got married? Like, she's that person. She plays mind games. She's a manipulator, a narcissist. She took too long to get right. Yeah, look, longing, missing you. Let's talk reunion. Somebody was making up to break up, making up to break up. This man may not have even known why he kept going back to this Queen of Wands. He may have been intimate with her, like, why am I back here? She was doing heavy spell work over this man. This is not your run-of-the-mill spell work. This is not your run-of-the-mill ass witch. Somebody that knows what they're doing. However, There's always a glitch in the matrix. There's always a situation. There's always a loophole when somebody has mastered themselves so much so that the magic that they're using or the magic that somebody is trying to use is no longer predicated on whether or not this person ascends or not. Somebody has lost their footing. Somebody has lost their way. Somebody can't create the narrative anymore and externalize it. It's like putting a thought out there, seeing it a certain way, so much so that you know that's what's going to happen. She was mind controlling this man. She kept pulling him back to the past so that he would lose track of time. Time, delay, procrastination, too busy. It's like trying to get something done, realizing that, damn, I've been saying this for a whole year. Why is it that I feel stagnant and stuck, a dead end, frozen? Oh, yeah, she had him in a state of like, I just heard non-existence. Okay, so he may have felt like he was invisible to her, just something like that. Like, you stay right here type energy. He's out of there. The fool. He's gone. He's broken free from some type of curse. Okay. This could be a wife, an ex-wife, but there's delay here. Look at the delay. Legal, law, court, paperwork, stagnant, money, procrastinate. It's like this man, like this is somebody that's like making up to break up, making up to break up, making up that, like this is a system. This is like what they do. So she's not worried about him. It's like constantly delaying the divorce. That's what I just heard. There's a whole bunch of money in this mother sucker. There's a whole bunch of money in here. Maybe this is what the procrastination was about. Maybe this is what this is about. But with the Six of Pentacles, he gives her her fair share and he's out. She can't pull him back anymore. He has a victory over his own heart. I just heard the Lion's Gate. He's the lion in the story in the Wizard of Oz. If he only had courage, he always had it all along, something like that. Somebody broke this man's confidence down, playing mind games, making him feel inadequate. You got the Empress energy, Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the Fool and the Ten. Somebody's got a lot of money too. Somebody's got a lot of money. They've attained some things in this relationship. Queen of Wands in the reverse, she cheated the whole way through. She's got a lot of options, a lot of people hanging on a string here. Seven of Cups, or she did, because the Tower's in the reverse. Now he's starting to see her for who she is, which means that he now outranks this witch. Somebody could have been with somebody for 18 years, 19 years. Is that, whoa, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Something about the last 10 years, though. Something about money. Something about money. Somebody was like, so this narcissist is suffering the consequences, bad choices. She saw what she wanted to see. And this is how she did her magic. And for a while, it was working. It's not working anymore. It's not working at all on this man. And he gets a victory in court over some type of money. Yeah, look, the Two of Cups. It was working for a while. This is somebody that wanted to keep their relationship together. But look at the heavy spell work. Clarify this heavy spell work. Queen of Wands in the reverse, Ten of Wands. What were you doing? Constantly foreseeing what he had coming in. Constantly checking to see how to stop him. The Two of Wands. This had to have been very exhausting for her. But for her, it's like a necessity. You know, it's work. She needed him. I just heard my bread and my butter. Okay. So he was buttering her bread by way of money. These people could have been separated for a little bit, but it's like they're still getting back together. Reconciling, making up to break up, making up to break. And somebody's like, why do I keep going back to this? This woman is a cheater. She's this, she's that, she's all of this. And I feel like for a while, this played on his self-esteem. I feel like he, validated in his mind. He also could have had family members as well that were like, oh, that's your wife. You guys stay together. Somebody could have met somebody when they were young. This is giving me like people that meet when they're young, they grow away from each other. So then they become more like siblings or friends with benefits. It's giving that kind of energy. There's like, oh, whatever, she's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing. but they're still married on paper because there's assets here. There's some money here, honey. Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, that's a whole bunch of money. And this man gets a victory. Okay, clarify. Two of Wands, she was constantly, it's almost like as soon as somebody gets away or starts to break free of whatever this manipulation or illusion is, she pulls them back in or pulls them back into the past. Or if they have children, she weaponizes the children. Okay, I just heard the children are almost adults now, so these could be like 16, 17, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, something like that. This is like one of those relationships. Somebody can no longer weaponize the children, and this man has grown in his power. Yeah, I'm telling you, he's the lion in the story. Look at the lion's gate. Something was eclipsed out of his energy. Something was alchemized. This man prayed this off. Somebody prayed this off. Strengthen the upright. He's gaining momentum. He's gaining his power. He's gaining his strength. She can't pull at him anymore. It's like she keeps him on a leash. Seven of Cups she tormented this man, y'all. He may have known when she was being intimate with other people. What a nasty lady. Clarify this person. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, I can't make it up. She didn't care. Five of Cups in the reverse. Totally emotionally vacant. And she wanted him to be emotionally vacant so that she could continue having these sex secrets, dirty little secrets, sex fix. This woman could have a sex addiction or some type of spiritual attachment. Okay. This could be like love spells, lust spells, things like that. Things that caught up to her. That's her energy. That's what she's embodying because she thinks it and then she wants to externalize it. However, she needs willing participants. She needs people who are weak to her womanly wilds. This is a seductress. She could be very beautiful aesthetically. She's carrying some type of, I don't know if she is like making offerings or she has some type of an agreement with I just heard sex demon. Okay. Something like that. So she goes for men who do not know how to control their lust, their loins. Those are the ones that usually fall prey to her seductions. Yeah. Wounded men, men who have issues with their mothers, men who have confidence issues. Okay. Men who need a lot of attention, mothering, nurturing, men who need a lot of sex, something like that. Okay. And this can no longer keep this relationship together. The Page of Pentacles. She's not going to get what it is that she thinks she's going to get. Somebody could have been waiting for their children to turn 18, like literally. Because something is stagnant in court, paperwork, documentation, something like that. And she's doing spell work over this person, or she was. So something was causing a lot of unnecessary delay. The Page of Pentacles. There's children here. Here they go right here. Could be two children. Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups. That could be a boy and a girl. Okay, something like that. Three of Wands. This man is planning his life. He's going to get some type of victory. He's already gained a victory in spiritual court. So whatever he's now seeing for himself, it's fixed. He can't unsee it. And his truest self is externalizing. Somebody is coming into like the best manifestation of their higher self. This man is finally setting a boundary. This woman knows that this man doesn't like the broken family thing. Maybe he came from a broken family. Maybe he had a single mom. So she played on that wound. She played on that wound. Okay. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, this is a witch for real. This is somebody that ain't no joke. They take a chance. They don't care. They don't care about the rules. Five of Cups in the reverse is also a succubus energy. Notice the cups are in the reverse. This is somebody that will suck somebody dry of their energy. So much so that it keeps somebody in a dead zone, feeling frozen, stagnant. This was a contract that needed to play out. Clarify the dynamics between these people. She kept pulling him to the past so that he would just be stuck. Yeah, look, this is isolation spells, hermit energy. Okay, pulling him to the past, isolation. This is a succubus energy for sure. And she is under severe judgment. And wanted to come up like this in the reverse. That means that the universe has made a decision. The angels are taking charge over this situation. The divine is intervening for this man because this man is being held in high honor. Somebody is learning that all that glitters is not gold, because I feel like somebody was just so enamored with this woman. Like, she could do no wrong, but she was doing a lot of wrong type energy. She's under severe spiritual judgment. She's got contracts to play out. That's why she's in the 10 of Wands. Somebody's been doing this for a long time. Something about the last 10 years, y'all. Hermit, she had him isolated. He couldn't go anywhere. Longing, stagnant, stuck, dead end. Refusing to give somebody a divorce, refusing to not settle out of court, pushing the calendar dates back. This is this kind of person. Somebody wanted delay because this would have given them some type of advantage to keep this man stagnant. This is the way she sees it. She can't unsee it. She can't unthink it. And she wants this to manifest in the external, on the external. Clarify. These are her thoughts. This is a dark ass witch too. Fell right on top of the Ace of Pentacles. This man gets a victory. There could be a house here too that's significant. There could be a couple of homes that's significant. Somebody's got some money. Four of Wands, that's a house. She keeps coming up as a Page of Pentacles and a Knight of Pentacles. So if she has custody of these children, yeah, divine intervention is here though to make something fair. Ace of Wands, this man's prayers, maybe he felt like for a long time he was silenced in the relationship. Maybe he just continued to take care of his responsibilities, because the Emperor is somebody that, is saying, I'm going to make sure that my wife and my children are okay, but he wants to get away. He may have even tried to leave a few times, Two of Wands, but she keeps pulling him back with magic. The Moon, yeah, the Tower's in the reverse. He's figured out her system. She can't do this anymore. Five of Cups in the reverse. She has no remorse. Again, this is a narcissist, very sensitive in their personality. If you step on their toes, if you hurt their feelings, they're going to snap out on you. They can dish it, but they can't take it. Hypersensitive. Five of Cups in the reverse is somebody that's emotionally vacant. They do things and they don't care. They're like, oh, whatever. They may have even talked bad to this person. Like, in the sense that, like, yeah, I was with him. He's better than you. He's this. You're not going anywhere. Look at me. You can't get rid of me. Like, she's really a narcissist. Okay. And I feel like what made this person stay was not necessarily the magic, but possibly, clarify, these children. King of Wands energy. This man is an emperor. It's the passion for family, the passion for his children. Okay. But I feel like somebody was separated, but they may have still been sleeping together. Like maybe 6 months will go by, a year will go by. They reconcile. He sleeps with her, doesn't even know why he's sleeping with her, because she's doing heavy spell work. Okay. Somebody's doing some heavy rooted spell work. I can see what she's doing. Okay. Girl. Girl. The Hangman in the reverse, she couldn't unsee it. She wanted to make sure that thing wasn't thinking for nobody else. The Hangman is in the reverse, if you know what I'm talking about. Hangman in the reverse, stubborn individual, very dark energy. His biggest mistake was going back and sleeping with her. It's like he would get away long enough. This is also ego on his part. This is somebody knowing that somebody is doing something to them, but they feel like I'm strong enough. They can't take my spirit. They can't do that. But you still go back and sleep with them. And then all of a sudden you get into this stagnant energy. It's almost like willingly showing up to allow somebody to suck your soul out. Literally. That's what it is. It's intercourse. But it's like somebody's playing with his head at the same time. Like, I am your wife. You know, we've been apart. There's nobody like you. Like, somebody knows how to emotionally manipulate this man, but they also know how to push his buttons. This type of energy. Somebody's got a succubus spirit, a succubus possession. Thank you, spirit. She shares a vessel, hosts her vessel with a succubus energy. The hangman in the reverse. She's very stubborn, very much always getting her way. The Five of Cups in the reverse, big narcissist energy, very emotionally detached. Even when she's emotional, she's really not emotional. She really don't care about this situation. She just wants to delay it for financial reasons. Nine of Cups, she was having a good time having sex with a lot of different people. Okay, she might like to drink a little bit or a lot. Eight of Wands is some type of communication and correspondence. Okay, this man continues to take care of his family. Clarify, what's this issue? Page of Swords. Okay, some type of communication. Somebody's watching. Somebody's getting some type of information. Nine of Wands. Okay, wounded warrior, protecting their energy, protecting something. The King of Cups, he's protecting his heart. This man is guarding his heart. King of Cups, King of Wands energy, King of Swords, the Emperor, strength. He's gaining his power. He's gaining momentum. He's gone through a very interesting spiritual awakening. He's got a very interesting story of how he ended up getting away from this witch. He kept going back to her. That was his ego. Because I see the spell being broken and her constantly needing to put it on, put it back on, put it back on, and get back into his good graces. So there had to have been like reuniting, or she wants his love life to be stagnant so that nobody looks at him or is with him. This is not a bad looking guy, right? But it's all illusions. She wanted him to believe that about himself, that he wasn't handsome, that he wasn't a good looking guy, that he wasn't, worthy of somebody that would be loyal to him. This was an illusion. This was not real. This was him needing to see something for himself. Now, his ego, with him returning back to a witch or even being in her presence. When you have a witch like this and you walk away, don't go back. It ain't nothing else to say about that. But everybody has their own free will. Everybody's growing at their own pace, okay? That's how she was able to keep him bound. Because there's intercourse here. There's reuniting. Clarify what's going on, Holy Spirit. There's reconciliation, Ace of Cups. Maybe this will work out. There's money here. There's like, it's like two egos going back to back, but somebody has to bow out gracefully, or this will just be a mess. This man is learning to give himself grace. He's fighting off this spell work. Because every time he's connected to her, intimate with her, she attaches herself to him and anybody that he's in a relationship with. And then he takes on her attachments. Because look, love affair. She's constantly dipping off with somebody. Okay. I just heard on to the next good thing or on to the next big thing. Yeah, this is about money for her. This is about men with money. On to the next. She may have even shunned his money. Like, what? That's easy. Wealthy man, King of Pentacles. Yeah, she even shunned his money. She may have even thrown it up in his face that she was dealing with somebody with more money. Technically, these people are still married on paper, though, okay? So they could have been separated. I see 3 years here. Somebody could have been separated for 3 years, but they're still dipping back and forth. Yeah, I can't make this up. Queen of Swords energy. King of Swords to the Queen of Swords. He's setting a boundary. He stopped something. Clarify? Yeah, he's tempered himself. This man could be abstaining. Maybe he's not having sex with anybody. Maybe he's just decided to, like, whatever this is, he went through some type of holy awakening. I don't know what this is, but it's like, this is the type of awakening. This is a type of curse that only the creator can break. And somebody really cried out to the creator. But in order to do that, in order to have change, they needed to accept their part of this. And this was about ego. Somebody's like, why don't you love me? I make it so easy to love me. I have money. I'm a good guy. I'm a this. We got children. What's wrong with you? Somebody ended up playing the father in a situation where they should have been playing the partner. But with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, it's like somebody chasing their wife all around town, sleeping with people, maybe even walking up on them. Okay. King of Pentacles. Yeah, I just heard, I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with nobody less than 6 figures. Oh my goodness. Wow, this one here is a trip with no luggage. Justice. It's a divorce though. Somebody's finally going through with a divorce. And this is what she's been trying to delay. This is what she did not want. Because when this marriage contract is broken, it breaks something in the spirit realm. See, marriage contracts are solid. You take an oath, you take vows when you get married. It's contractual. You sign it. You have a marriage contract. Now there's going to be a divorce decree. Justice. See, this is a big deal with him getting a divorce. It seems like a very small and minute, action, but it's not. It's huge on a spiritual level. Physically separating from this person in the 3D, in the physical world by way of assets, physical life. You are not my wife anymore. Okay, we have irreconcilable differences. There was infidelity. This is what I'm hearing. Justice. Temperance energy. This man has gained his balance. He is not in his head. Now, let me tell you what's about to get real interesting. The tables are about to turn. This Queen of Wands in the reverse will need this man. And he may decide to not be there for her. She has put him through so much anguish, and there's heavy spell work. I mean, somebody had somebody caught up in a niche. I mean, a clinch, honey. This is the kind of spell where it's like, why do I keep going back to this person? This man needed to figure out the moon cycles. He needed to figure out his emotions. He needed to notice certain times when she would come back. It was like right when he was like getting himself better or looking better or working out or something like that. And she comes in to seduce him. Okay. Telling him what he's always wanted to hear. This man wanted this woman. He may not have even known why yet, because that's a reflection of his own personality. The woman that you have is a reflection of yourself. I just heard men think they choose a woman, but the woman really is the one that chooses them. This is why when a man gets down on one knee and they're like, she said yes. Yeah, she's the one that makes the choice and decides. But he's choosing a woman based on who he is at the time. Ooh, maybe it was good. Like I said, somebody's like, it's a lot going on here. Somebody could have a history of like just dating witches. Like, there's something that drew this man to this woman. Okay. Queen of Cups energy. What's the Queen of Cups energy? Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, look. Somebody was like, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups is like the idea of a wife. Queen of Wands in the reverse for him is like promiscuous, something like that. Okay. She's fiery. She plays mind games. There's a lot going on. Let me tell you, the most unhealthy thing that anybody can do is fight and then have sex. That's the most psychologically debilitating energy. Like, do we hate each other? Do we this? But I see that that's what these people were into. Like, this was their thing. It's very toxic, but this man is craving something natural. That's what I see. This is how she was able to take a lot of his energy, fighting, and then he couldn't resist her. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. He's something about the ideal wife. Caring, loving, nurturing. Somebody's had enough. Clarify? Yeah, somebody's had enough. And this came up in the reverse. Somebody is saying we have unfinished business. Or he feels as though he has unfinished business. Who's this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups? The Chariot, somebody that he wants to go towards. Okay, so this man may have encountered another woman, somebody that he sees as fitting to be a queen in his life, a wife, the Chariot. He wants to come towards this woman, but unfinished business. Yeah, he's divorcing and separating from a witch, and there's a curse that's being broken. The longer you stay in these situations when you married to a witch or a warlock that's working you, the worse off it gets. Oh, the stories I have seen as a spiritual practitioner. I've seen people stay too long, y'all, and it didn't turn out well because it gives people longer and longer and longer and more time to place their hooks in you. Sometimes people don't break free from these type of circumstances. Year 2, they see that something's wrong and they want to break free, but they end up staying. And then the magic delays them, creating illusions around the connection. So they never leave. They're like, dang, I've been here with you for 7 years. I've been trying to leave for the longest time. That's spell work. How do you know if you're under a root or spell work? Every time you go to try to get something done, something seems to be blocked for you or something like that, or you just don't want to get up, or you're tired, or you're exhausted, or there's this paper that you got to file and you've been sitting there looking at the paper for 6 months. That's spell work, honey. But what is this spell work predicated on? It's predicated on the fact that you're incomplete as a person. It's predicated on the fact that you are waiting for somebody to come and save you and do it for you. It's predicated on your weakness. So when somebody becomes strong, the spell work doesn't work, it breaks. And then usually the person that is doing all of the spell work is the one in the end that really gets it. They never see it coming. They never see the tables turning. Oh man, when you see a narcissist at the height of their game, they got money, they're out here flashing, they're doing whatever. They feel like they will never, ever, ever fall. That's their mindset. They see what they want to see, not what they need to. They see what they want to see, not what they need to see. And they never foresee that they'll be the ones falling. Never. Oh, I've seen so many spiritual cases where people have been in relationships with narcissists. And when the tables turn, let me tell you something. You know how you know who somebody is? Focus on yourself. Self-improve. Surrender them. Don't try to change them. That's not your job. If people want to change, they'll change. But in order to change, you have to know that something needs to change. And in this case, somebody's like, oh, what? I'm perfect. What? You should be happy to be with me. It's giving that kind of energy. And so nothing never changed. Including this person, this masculine, for a really long time, until he's like, wait a minute, hold up. It's like somebody coming back. And as soon as this person gains their strength, she comes right in, right when she knows he's about to get this, momentum, whatever. She comes in and she sucks his soul up out of his body. Somebody was taking somebody's energy, child, leaving them exhausted. This man could have been sleeping a lot, lazy, tired. There's somebody that got money though. So how's the money being made? Is this an inheritance or what is this? Spirit says divine intervention is here. Somebody got so tired, they cried out to the Creator, Ace of Swords, for the truth to come out. And they asked for divine intervention. Clarify what's going on, Spirit. Yeah, I can't make this up. The Nine of Swords, I cannot make this up. She was working on his mental. Somebody was exhausted. Somebody was losing it. She tried to make him look crazy. She tried to drive him crazy. The Nine of Swords. Because she knew that he was about to have a breakthrough. And she had no emotions towards him. Five of Cups in the reverse is also like draining somebody's emotions so that they're just like, whatever, do what you want. Nah, what you mean, do what you want? That's like telling somebody, do whatever you want to do to me. It's a no. She was draining his emotions. This is a succubus energy. This one of the worst kind. This one of the worst witches I didn't ever channel. Now she's a little pissed off at me, but I don't give a damn. Clarify, you pissed off at me? The Three of Pentacles, okay? And child, clarify. I can't make this up. Five of Wands. She pissed off at me. Five of Wands. Because she tried to do something to trap this man. See, listen, this is not my man. This is not somebody's man. This man belongs to the divine. Let's start there. Before this man belongs to any woman, divine feminine, karmic feminine, family member, whatever, he belongs to the creator. Look, he's been consecrated to the creator. He's accepted the call. The creator has always been calling for him to step up and handle his business. He belongs to the divine. He has a connection to the creator. And this is causing chaos. Five of Wands. Oh, she wants to rage bait him back into stagnancy. She wants to rage bait him back into a stuck zone, a dead end. Oh, she wants to rage bait him. She's like, I miss you. None of that stuff is working no more. This man is out of his head with this here. He is called in for divine intervention. When you see the Ace of Swords chop down the Nine of Swords, that means that somebody's mental is no longer mentally all over the place. Ooh-wee. Three of Pentacles. She's mad right now. She's angry, okay? Because this man is standing his ground with the Seven of Wands. She wants to come up against anybody that's coming along to love this man adequately. This is somebody that wanted to own and or possess this man, okay? And for some time she did. Now it's over. She's mad about that. Five of Wands. She could be really agitated, angry, irritated. Yeah, look. Because now this fell right on top of the Ace of Swords. He's seeing the light for himself. She's angry because he's going towards the light. He's going towards the divine. He's going through a time of illumination. This man is seeing his own value. He's seeing through the fog. So what does that mean? Well, yeah, all of what she did to him is about to be on her. So now she's about to be the crazy one. Now she's about to be the one that feels insecure. This is all spell work. It's only right and fair that she gets a dose of her own medicine, and she is not prepared. She's always dealing with a rich guy. She's always dealing with somebody who has money. She's always got a backup plan. But this man was funding her deals. He was the main energy. He was the main source. He's the real emperor, the real divine masculine. Two of Swords. Oh yeah, he leaving that ass out in the cold. Her lifestyle is about to change. Somebody goes from being a privileged woman, okay? Yeah, somebody goes from being a privileged woman to being in the Five of Pentacles just like that. Somebody could have a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old, or somebody was waiting until the children got bigger. I don't know what that's about, because had they not, maybe they would have had to pay more money, and they just felt like this person was just playing too many games, okay? Back and forth, we're together, no, we're not. That's my wife, no, it's not. That's my husband, no, it's not. You can't go nowhere type. It's games, mental games, big ego energy. This man decided to allow his ego to die for everybody involved. And this is how he got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Now something about him getting a win in court. He's got to give her something. Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups, but it's not what she thought. It's not the amount of money that she thought. Something can't sustain her lifestyle. She could be saying this in court, like, I need this amount of money a month. I need like $20,000 a month. Like, I'm accustomed to a certain lifestyle. It's something like that. Somebody could own like a barbershop. Somebody could own like a dispensary. Somebody's got money. Somebody's got a couple of businesses, okay? Somebody can own like a restaurant. These are like little mom and pop shops, but they generate decent money. Yeah, I just heard Cuban restaurant. Okay, like little mom and pop. Somebody's got a couple of little businesses. If they don't own these businesses, they have a percentage or something like that. Somebody's got a little money. Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, and they're protecting it too. This person could be saying, I attained these things before I got with this person, or we attained this together. But let the record show, she ain't showed up one day to work to help on this, that, and the other. See, you got to watch the statutes of limitations. Certain things need to be done by way of the court system within a certain amount of time, calendar dates, okay? I just heard legal advice. Something like that. Somebody could have gotten legal advice. And then in the background, somebody was doing heavy spell work. So maybe it took a while to get decent legal advice because somebody was praying against it. Somebody wanted delay. The money was important, but what was really important was this man's energy. That's what she wanted delay for. Because once that divorce is filed, it registers in the spirit that you've been separated in the spirit. That means that somebody violated the marriage, the terms and conditions. Now, on a spiritual level, it's a wrap. Now, when he was going back and forth with her, a year go by, they get together, they have sex, okay, or the children are there and they start, let's be a family again, whatever the hell this was. He was co-signing to her doing magic. He was entertaining it. And this is how she was gaining some type of legal rights over his soul and leverage. Yeah. She was gaining some type of she had some type of dominion over his spirit, over his soul, because he was allowing it. When you reconcile with somebody that you know is doing spell work over you, or that you feel something energetically is off, or you feel weak after y'all are together, you just feel drained and you see that, dang, I was working on this and all of a sudden I'm tired with this. I mean, it's not that this man was completely a bum, but she was putting him down for some time. Now, I just heard the recovery time was really, really hard for him energetically. Yeah, when you lay down on a succubus, you literally got to fight to get your energy back. Not only that, they're out there and they're taking on other people's energy as well because they're never satisfied. It's insatiable. This woman was sleeping with a lot of men. She had a certain little roster. She had men in rotation and she was working magic on them as well to keep them bound so that they would keep giving to her. So not only was he taking in her spirit, he was taking in other people's spirit that she was having unprotected sex with. Yeah. That's a lot to alchemize on a biological level. And then you got to watch sexually transmitted demons and all kinds of stuff and attachments. And she could have been trying to block his root chakra. Something to do with his mother. That's what I just heard. Somebody could have had a really dominating mother. She's kind of playing the role of the wicked stepmother in his life. This is just what I'm seeing by way of the download. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy business. But when he kept allowing her to come back, he was co-signing to her spiritual shenanigans. And this is how she was able to keep her hooks in him. Nobody's coming to save you from that. You got to make a decision. If you get to the point you can't resist somebody, they're irresistible and they're doing everything wrong to you, hey, that's a character flaw. You got to get to the root of who you are. You have to dismantle the magic and ask yourself, why is it that I want to believe a lie? Why is it that I want to be mistreated? And I feel like he may have needed to ask himself that. Somebody's like, I'm a good guy. I got money. I got this. I got that. I'm not bad looking. And I feel like she wanted him to feel insecure. I feel like she wanted to put a cloak over him so that people wouldn't see him as a good looking guy. And she was successful. How was it so? Well, he kept opening the door to her. Those reconciliations can take you 5 years off your course, 10 years off your course, shut down your destiny. Something that was supposed to take 10 days takes you 10 months to get done. Listen, that's what they come to do. This does conclude this message. Holy Spirit, please close the door. I have read this energy to the best of my ability. In no way, shape, or form am I wanting to bear ill will towards anybody by way of putting this message out. But my intention is that it helps somebody to just confirm what it is they need to confirm. know what it is they need to know, see what it is they need to see by way of the truth, the Ace of Swords. I am the ancient oracle. I was sent by the Most High God, and I will be continued to be sent by the Most High God. This does conclude this message. Like, love, share, hype us up, all that good stuff. I will see you in the next reading. And thank you for watching Spiritual Core TV. Until then, peace be with you.